Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Shots fired. Shots fired at the White House. Now, we were waiting. We were just live not long ago, and we were waiting to see if President Trump was going to make an announcement, and he still might, okay? And this could be a terrorist attempt to derail a settlement. You have to understand, these guys, they're crazy, okay? They're crazy. Let me put a shout out right now. First, a disclaimer. Some of the content and information of this video could be for entertainment only. And also, let's just put a shout out for PastorPaulGold.com. That's www.PastorPaulGold.com, or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. Look, here's what your financial advisor won't tell you. By the time the news tells you to buy gold, it's too late. You're waiting. I get it. Everybody's waiting. We're waiting to see if the ceasefire is going to hold. We're waiting to see what the gunshots are at the White House. We're waiting to see if the Strait of Hormuz is going to open. We're waiting to see what the president's going to say or do next. But gold isn't waiting for you. It moves on fear and instability. So I'm sure it's going to move right now. And it even moves on the unknown, okay? It moves faster than you can react. So while you're waiting for certainty, the rest of the world is planning for what's coming next. You can wait or you can prepare, but you can't do both. Remember, the best time to put on that seatbelt is before the accident, not after. And if you're ready to act, Noble Gold is ready. Pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Or go straight to their website. Click on www.PastorPaulGold.com. And if you qualify, and you probably do, they'll give you a 1/10 of an ounce gold coin. They'll give it to you for free. It's worth about $500 if you set up a gold or silver IRA. Help you save your retirement funds. Do it now, and you'll be glad that you did. Well, we're in the Feast of Pentecost, and wow, shots fired at the White House, okay? Shots fired at the White House. What I'm hearing, there's more than one shot. And I really believe that there is terrorist sleepers, and I'm going to be preaching about this tomorrow, so don't miss my sermon tomorrow. Service starts at 10 a.m. I'll be at Freedom Fellowship preaching tomorrow. Don't miss the sermon. I really believe that terrorist sleeper cells are trying to derail any kind of an agreement between President Trump, between the United States and the Iranians, and the rest of the Arab world and Israel, because everybody's got to sign off. President Trump was on the phone today with 9 different countries, maybe more than that. And he went to China, and then Putin went to China. So that there's a lot of shaking and quaking going on here, a lot of moving, okay, a lot of moving parts. But here's what's going on with the shots at the White House. Reporters heard what appeared to be dozens, I repeat, dozens of gunshots near the White House about 30 minutes ago, triggering a lockdown and a rapid response by the U.S. Secret Service. The Secret Service officials told CNN that the agency was investigating reports of dozens of shots fired at the corner of the 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, which is, of course, northwest, which is just outside the White House complex. It's on the corner of the White House. Members of the press corps on the North Lawn were rushed into the White House briefing room. Inside the White House, reporters were told to shelter in place as Secret Service agents shouted, get down, and warned of shots fired. One reporter said the sounds appeared to come from the Eisenhower Executive Office building side of the White House. So even the reporters outside in the lawn, and even the reporters could hear the shots going off. Dozens. Secret Service agents carrying rifles could be seen moving through the North Lawn area following the incident and blocking the White House press briefing room. So this is a very fluid situation. We're not talking about one lone shot, which is bad enough. We're talking about somebody with a high-power rifle shooting off dozens of shots during a time they know the president is there, because he didn't go to Donnie Trump's Jr.'s wedding. So they know he's in there. They know that there was a possibility he was going to make an announcement tonight, maybe to end the war. and that he's been on the phone all day talking to world leaders of at least 9 different nations. I read that earlier in a report I did earlier. And here's a person saying, I did my Pentecost offering a couple of hours ago, but it didn't ask me if it was for Pentecost. It is. We know that any gifts that are love gifts, so you'll know, Robin, love gifts that are coming in at this right now in this 3-day season, we know that's what they're for. Okay, so don't worry. We know that, and it is being applied properly. It will be. So thank you for bringing that up. It's a great point, okay? We could have put a special button just for Pentecost, but it would have required my webmaster to do a lot of work, and he's not available. So that's the reason. I'm sorry about that, but don't worry. It's being recorded for you on behalf of the Feast of Pentecost. So there is dozens of shots been fired at the White House. Dozens, and I'm not talking about one shot. I'm talking about dozens of shots fired at the White House. Again, here's what happened. Shots fired, and the CNN reporters heard what appeared to be dozens of gunshots near the White House. Guys, this is getting very, 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 very concerning. Very concerning, okay? And let me read to you exactly what they're saying about this. And give me 1 second here. Make sure my audio is all good. Make sure everybody's happy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, America on the edge, guys. America on edge. All right. We may have to play a song by Kevin Wilson here in a minute. You can't damn America. But anyway, here's what they're saying just moments ago. CNN is even reporting, plus a bunch of other people. But CNN was actually standing in the North Lawn, some of their reporters, when dozens of gunshots could be heard near the White House, triggering a lockdown and rapid response by the Secret Service. The Secret Service officials told reports to the media that the agency was investigating reports of dozens of shots fired at the corner of 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, which is actually the northwest corner of the White House complex. Members of the press corps on the North Lawn were rushed inside the White House briefing room. Inside the White House, reporters were told there were already reporters in there because they thought the president was going to make an announcement, maybe the end of the war. So everybody was rushed into that room. A lot of reporters were already there, and the Secret Service started shouting, get down, shots fired, shots fired. Now, reporters are saying what they heard. It sounded like the gunshots were coming from the side of the White House where the Eisenhower Executive Office building is, on that side of the White House complex. Now, the Secret Service agents carrying rifles could be seen moving through the North Lawn area following the incident with rifles and running, and they're in camouflage and blocking the White House press briefing room so they won't let the press out. Now, they've locked them in and they're holding them in. And the reason they are is because could they have been involved? Could somebody in that press room not be really part of the media or be embedded in the media? Is there some other plan going on besides just shots fired outside? Is there something going on outside and inside? Was the outside a diversion from what's going on the inside? You got to understand, they play out everyone. Look, guys, after what happened at the banquet over at the Hilton in Washington, when the lone gunman come within one door away from getting inside the room with the president with 3 guns and knives, you got to be, and especially with Trump now, all these assassination attempts have been on the president. And this is happening so frequent now that they are trying to kill him. There is no question about this. They're trying to kill the president of the United States of America. There is no question about it. And we've really, no wonder I'm writing this book, Trump versus the Beast. I'm telling you, the Lord told me to write this book, and the title, he even gave me the title. And my title was actually going to be Trump Battles the Beast. But Christopher Ruddy of Newsmax, who said he wanted to publish this book, and he made the official decision to do it, said, I only have one thing I want to say. I want to change the title from Trump battles the beast to Trump versus the beast. I want Trump and the Christians and the Jews and the patriots and the veterans and everybody that's on, which side are you on? You got to make a decision which side you're on right now. You can't say, well, I'm not on Trump's side. You better figure out real fast which side you're on, I'm telling you. Because you're either on the Lord's side or you're not. And Trump is been put there divinely by God, obviously, for a second time, trying to save the nation, trying to save Israel, trying to save Christianity, trying to save the Jewish people, all this anti-Semitism, trying to save the Constitution. Oh, he's not perfect. And he's got people in his cabinet that do things that ain't right. And he has to fire them here and there occasionally. But at the end of the day, he's fighting a monster, an absolutely weird monster that's made up of communist, radical Islamist, and just lunatic left-wing weirdos, and a bunch of and evil people, Satanists, demonic forces from hell. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. This is what we're dealing with. And not everybody on our side is clean as the wind-driven snow in December either. But my God, you got to understand what we're up against. And so the president and all of us that are on the right, all of us evangelical Christians, all of us Zionists, all that believe in the nation of Israel, which is every Christian should. I mean, that's just the Bible. But anyway, all of us are standing together against a monster, a 7-headed, 10-horn, blasphemous monster. Read it in Revelation 13. Just read what this thing looks like. Read what it stands for. You want me to? I'll do it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, for all the cards. I got so many cards in the mail. Here's just some of them. It came in the other day. Thank you. I read every one of them. Thank you for the love you guys shared with the loss of my daddy. I just want to say it brought me to tears again. I just want to thank you. Okay. I just want to thank you for that. Can I read it? We got time. Look, shots fired, guys. Shots fired. Just now, Fox is reporting gunshots. You mean I beat Fox again by 12 minutes? Are you serious? How slow are these guys? Here's something you need to know. Half of your mainstream, lamestream, fake news media, they don't want to work. They don't want to work. I work harder than they do. And I'm just a preacher from the cornfields of Indiana. I mean, for Lord help me. I'm just a little preacher from the cornfields of Indiana. And I cover more news articles, go live more faster, have better accuracy, and preach while I'm doing it. And these cats can't even get out of bed to announce that the president's there's 50 shots fired at the White House, and these guys can't they can't turn a camera on because nobody's working. Nobody's working. It's Friday night. It's Saturday. Yeah, we don't want to work. Guys, the enemy never sleeps. The enemy never sleeps. Let me read the scripture. Here's what it says. I got my marker already ready for tomorrow sermon, Matthew 24. I got 27 verses I got to read tomorrow in this sermon. It'll be the most I've read in quite a while. And they're all over the Bible, too. If it was just one passage, I could do that pretty easy. But all over the Bible. Come on, Fox, get awake. I bet you Newsmax was on it. Anyway, let me read this. Revelation 13. And I'm not throwing Fox under the bus. I'm just saying these guys, nobody works in the media. Nobody works. They don't work. Here's what the Bible says. This is what, when you say Trump versus the beast, this is what we're talking about. It ain't Trump by himself. He's not some Messiah figure. But he is been selected, my Lord, twice now to take on the monsters of the lunatic left. And here's what it is. Here's what the beast is. And I stood upon the sand of the sea. Wait a minute. That's not the... I want people to be able to go and order my book, and they got to know what it looks like. Hold on a minute. Are you serious? There. This is it. That's both. Okay, so there's your both copies, but there it is, Trump versus the Beast. Go to Amazon.com. Order it right now. Here's what it says in the Word of God concerning and considering the beast, which also it's a beast system, beast kingdom with an antichrist and a false prophet. Here's what it says. And it don't matter. It don't matter if whether you like the president or not. It really don't. They didn't like King David. A lot of them didn't like King David. Doesn't matter. Okay. You just got to get behind those that are in authority and those that especially been selected, because it's either him or Kamala Harris. You tell me who you want to follow. Here's what it says in Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea. This is a vision that John saw. I stood upon the sand of the sea, meaning a sea of humanity. And I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns were 10 crowns. There's your 10 kings of Revelation, which I talk about in my book, okay? I even tell you what they represent and maybe even who some of them are. And upon the heads, the name of blasphemy. This is a beast. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. His feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. That's Lucifer, giving this beast system power. And I saw one of the heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. They worship Lucifer, who gives power to the Antichrist. Are you serious that this is what's going on here? And it's already happening. And listen to this. They worship him. They worship blasphemies on their heads. And now they're worshiping. Who gave the dragon that gave him power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. The deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. They worshiped the dragon, Lucifer, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, the Antichrist, saying, who is like unto the beast, the Antichrist? Who's able to make war with him? So it's a military is involved in this demonic force. It is going to use force, military force, police state force, Jade Helm type force, but I'm talking terroristic, guerrilla warfare, brutality, communist, brown shirts that Obama talked about. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. The second time it said that. And power was given unto him to continue for 42 months or 3.5 years. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy. That's the third time unto God, against God, to blaspheme his name. That's the fourth time, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. What? With the church. You're a saint of God. He's going to war with you. It's already on, baby. It's already on. I've been fighting it for 42 years, but I mean, it's getting ugly with a capital U. Not you, but a U. The devil. And look at this. And it was given him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And so there's a temporary victory. He looks like he's going to win. And power was given unto him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Now, that doesn't mean every human being. But what it means is generally everybody, everywhere was worshiping him. Not every Christian, not every Jew, but every unbeliever was for sure. And who are the people? Let's read the rest of that verse. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So the Christians don't worship him. But I thought the Christians were gone, Pastor. That ain't what that says. Says he's going to make war with the Christians, temporarily overcome them. The whole world's going to worship him except those who got their names written down in glory. See, this is why you don't want to get hung up on the timeline. Just read the word. Just read. I'm not going to get. God told me don't try to figure out the timeline, Paul. You just preach the sign. Tell the people the signs that you see. Just say, here's another one. Bible said it's going to be happening. Bible said that's going to happen. Bible says it's going to. But don't try to draw out the timeline, because that's where man falls out with one another. That's where man can't agree. They can't agree. So then they just quit talking to each other. They quit listening. I don't care. I'll be gone. I don't care. I'm going to stand to the end. Glory to God. Well, how about this? We don't know. Okay? We just know what he said we're going to deal with. And then let's deal with this, and let's work together. And let's not act like we know when we don't know, when he already told us no man knows the day or the hour that the Son of Man cometh. It's not hard. Oh, let me read on. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So the Christians won't worship him. If any man has an ear, let him hear. Let him hear. In other words, if any man has a spiritual discernment, listen closely. Okay? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the Christians are there, and people are being killed. Well, you say, I don't believe that. Well, go talk to the people right now in Nigeria who's being butchered with these idiots. These demons are butchering Christians in church with machetes. They are your brother and sister, by the way. They love Jesus, maybe love him more than you do. I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. But they still pray with a machete coming at them. And yeah, they are your brother and sister. Just because they don't have an American flag flying doesn't mean they don't love the Lord. Believe me. And so let's read on. I've preached in Jamaica. Them people are just unbelievably powerful. I've preached in Canada. Oh, my Lord, the Spirit of God that moved up there. Oh, and I preached in India. It's unbelievable the worship, the anointing that falls in that place. I mean, in other words, all over the world, America, all over the world, the gospel of Jesus Christ is changing lives. And the Bible says, and if any man has an ear, let him hear what he saith. And it says, and I beheld another beast. Here comes your false prophet. I beheld another one coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, but he spake like a dragon. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. And he exercises all the power of the Antichrist, the first beast. He has all the same power as the Antichrist before him, and he causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, the Antichrist, whose deadly wound was healed. So again, the unbelievers will worship. I've had people tell me, all my life say, well, Pastor Paul, here's the deal. I'm not really ready to be a Christian yet, but I can tell you this: if when the Antichrist comes, I'll fight against him. I won't take the mark. I'm like, dude, you won't even take the grace of God now. How you going to do it then? You won't even live for Christ now. How are you going to die for him? Can I preach? Will that preach? Is it too soon? If you can't live for Jesus today, how in the world are you going to die for him? Let's get real here. Let's get out of fantasy land. Those of you who just showed up, or those of you passing by, and it's 3 days from now. But I'm telling you, if you can't live for Jesus today, how in the world, what makes you think you're willing to lay your life down, put your head on a guillotine? Tell me how you're going to do that when you can't even sing Amazing Grace now. That's right. There's no fluffy, thank you, Pamela. There ain't no fluffy, puffy preach. There ain't no cotton candy Christianity over here. Okay? There ain't no fluffy, puffy, powder, puffy, marshmallow messages. Ain't no cotton candy Christianity here. It's down round, get down and dirty right with God. That's what I'm talking, get knee bent. I'm saying that they used to sing a song about get on the knee bent, the knee right way. In other words, get down on your knees and pray. Okay? I'm serious. Oh, man. I'm starting to think about my daddy for a minute. I'm telling you that. I seen that old man of God Seen him get down on his knees at the altar. I can hear him praying. I can hear him praying. His voice would echo off the walls of the church building. He would cry out to God to send old-time conviction on people. He'd say, Lord, speak to their hearts. Show them they're on their way to hell. Wake them up, God. Show them they got to turn from their wicked ways. Dear God. And oh, man. They don't make them like him anymore. They just don't. Can I finish reading? I'm trying. Just give me a moment. Shots fired. If you just got here, shots fired. As many as 50 shots. They said dozens of shots. We don't know exactly how many that means, but one report says 50. You know? Yeah. Give me a moment, and then let me play this song, and then I'll finish reading the chapter.
From the mountains of Hazard, Kentucky, to the cornfields of Indiana, Charles Begley found the courage to be strong. Born during the Depression and through World War II, his faith and love of God and country could be seen coming through. 65 years in love with my mama, his hands worked and tore the ground. He raised us 5 children, and the gospel was his sound. There's nobody that could be stronger. There's no one's faith that could last longer. The strength in Daddy's hands could be felt across the land. As he pastored in Stark County, Indiana, many souls the Lord would save.
Thank you all for giving me just a moment. You know, I could just hear him praying, that's all. Yeah. I could hear him praying. Okay, we've got information that the gunman may be down. Give me a moment here. Sorry about this. But there's been gunshots fired at the White House. That's why we came back live again. It is the Feast of Pentecost. And someone is now saying the gunman is down. Let's see if he was... The armed suspect near the White House grounds has been shot and neutralized. Get some water. The armed suspect near the White House grounds has been shot and neutralized by the U.S. Secret Service following the exchange of gunfire. It was at the intersection of 15th Street and Independence Avenue. The intersection of 15th Avenue and Independence Avenue are temporarily locked down right now, and the operations all around the White House complex are totally secure. What happened was the incident is the suspect fired at Secret Service agents after being approached near the monument area, prompting Secret Service agents to return fire and neutralize the threat. Commuters should continue to expect heavy police presence and diversions near the White House complex. If guys, don't even go down there. Just drive away, So we don't know who the gunman was, but the White House is on lockdown. The gunman is dead. One report said as many as 30 shots. I heard another report said as many as 50 shots. We don't know exactly. The president is there. We knew he was there because he's been on the phone trying to bring the war to an end. And, sorry. And I want to thank Chance Gibson. I don't know if he's out there or not right now, but his wife sent a tree in memory of my dad, and I planted it out here, and so that I can look out the window and see the tree, and then I get up and I, every morning I go out and I water it and take care of it. It's just a tree. I realize that, but it's alive and it's a symbol. So anyway, this happens to me just occasionally. It comes out of nowhere. Isn't that a pretty song, though? It really is a pretty song. Israel Hall did a great job in putting the music to it. The Lord gave it to me. I wrote it in 10 minutes. But okay, so there's been shots fired at the White House, not specifically at the building itself, or at least we don't know yet. But we know that the gunman is dead. He's been shot probably multiple times and has been neutralized. And so, it's a serious situation here. Again, the president of the United States. And so is it okay? Is it too soon? Is it too soon for me to say, maybe God did, maybe God did give me the title for the book? That's the first book. And here's the second book and the first book. Trump versus the beast. How many attempts? And they're trying every way in the world to get to this guy. Whether he's golfing, you got the guy hanging out for 12 hours in the bushes trying to shoot and kill him on the golf course. You have the guy in Butler, Pennsylvania that shot him and the Lord spared his life as the bullet nicked his ear. That's just crazy. You got the guy the other night at the Hilton hotel in Washington, D.C. during the correspondence dinner, getting past 150 agents before finally he was apprehended. He had one door left to go. You got shots fired the other day and shots again. You got shots tonight. I mean, let's be honest, this is serious. Maybe 5 times. Those are the ones we know about. What about the ones that got shut down before they could get close enough to pull a trigger? I mean, this is crazy. But it's a spiritual war. It is Trump versus he represents all of us Christians and Jews and America and the West. Whether Europe wants to claim him or not, he's still trying to save them. Whether the Democrats want to claim him or not, he still loves them as Americans. He don't like, obviously he gets frustrated with the lunatic left, and so do I. I get frustrated with them. I still love them. Pray for them every day that they'll see the light. God answered my prayer with Fetterman. Are you serious? I mean, he was the last guy. He was so far left. He was leaning so far left, I thought he was going to fall down. Well, he did fall down. He had a stroke. But when he got back up, God healed him. And he did more than heal his body. He healed his soul. I mean, this guy had an epiphany. He had an encounter with God. He's now stronger than most Republicans. He's definitely stronger than the rhinos. And you notice the rhinos are falling pretty fast now. But I don't want to go political. I'm praying for everybody. I pray for all the Democrats as much as I do the Republicans. And not all the Republicans are saved. And some of them are as crooked as a dog's leg. I'm just being real. I mean, I don't play the little game. But I also have mercy and grace to understand that the people that are in the political arena are in a vicious arena. And they have it's rough. They are in a vicious arena. And Trump has certainly put himself in the middle of the absolute. You talk about wrestling with flesh and with principalities and powers. And I mean, witches trying to curse him, warlocks running around, demons from every angle, liars, crookedness in the judicial system, wickedness in the media, backstabbers right in among his own cabinet. I mean, this guy's dealing with it. And yet somehow, through the grace of God, he's still going. I don't know. Anyway, you might want to get the book. I talk about all them secret societies. You might just want to get the book, okay? Let's get this. I'm praying. Would somebody agree with me in prayer? This book needs to be on the New York Times bestseller list. Really does. It can. God can put it there. I need you to pray. The devil don't want it there. I can tell you that. Because if it ends up on the New York Times bestseller list, if it does, then it will go off the charts, and there'll be lots of people reading the truth. Because this thing is literally oozing with the gospel and prophecy and the truth and exposure and everything else. So, yeah. Joseph Z is writing the foreword, by the way. Pastor Mark Biltz has given it a high endorsement the other night. I saw that a bunch of people. So yeah, we've got shots fired. Hang on a second. Let's take a look here. Okay, right now we've got some more coverage. And now Trump is saying the peace agreement with Iran is largely negotiated. It's about done. I mean, he still may, tonight after getting a gunman outside of his door, he may still announce that he's ended the war. I mean, who knows? He didn't make it to Donnie's wedding, but he obviously he couldn't. He's just too busy with the war, and then you got a gunman trying to shoot him. And make no mistake about it, who he really wanted is Trump. Believe me, he'll kill anybody he can, but he was wanting Trump. But that ain't going to happen. From I understand, he's not with us anymore. And I don't want to go wherever he went. I'm not his judge, but the old saying is, I wouldn't want to be in his socks for his shoes. Let me just see what else they're saying here. Those of you who just joined us, we were live a little bit ago, and we had about almost 1,000 people. We were waiting on Trump's announcement. We went off the air, and just a few minutes after we did, then the gunman opened fire on the White House. And they say as many as 30 to 50 shots were fired. And then, of course, Secret Service, they opened up on him, and he's no longer with us. CBS, get this. It shows you the media. You talk about wimps. Can I say it that way? Here's a headline by CBS News. Possible gunfire was heard near the White House. Possible gunfire. CBS Evening News. They couldn't say shots fired at the corner of the 17th and Pennsylvania Avenue. As many as dozens of shots were heard fired, and the reporters were rushed into the White House and told to get down at the floor of the briefing room. They couldn't tell you that. They just couldn't bring themselves to say that because it was the evening news time, the 6 o'clock evening news. So they said, we have reports of possible gunshots may have been fired near the White House. We're not sure if what exactly took place. Now we're finding out that 2 people have been shot besides the gunman. Okay, 2 people have been shot in this encounter with the gunman and Secret Service. 2 people were shot in the encounter with Secret Service near the White House. The incident occurred near or at the intersection of Pennsylvania Avenue and 17th Street, which is at the corner of the White House complex. Law enforcement officials said officers from the Secret Service Uniform Division responded to the report of a person firing a weapon. CNN reports they heard and it appeared that dozens of gunshots took place. Other media ran into the White House and got down on the floor as they were being instructed by the Secret Service. The Secret Service said the agency was investigating reports of shots fired. Members of the press corps in the North Lawn were rushed into the White House briefing room. Secret Service agents shouting, "Get down, get down, get down." Shots are being fired. Now we're hearing that 2 people were shot. President Trump is at the White House. I'm sure they rushed him down into the bunkers underground. FBI Director Kash Patel said the agency is on the scene right now. The FBI is there, supporting the Secret Service, responding to shots fired at the White House grounds. She ducked ABC News chief White House correspondent Selena Wang. She was seen running for cover as shots rang out. But CBS News is still saying apparently maybe it's possible that there might have been gunshots. Not sure. Okay. So, and now we have reports that 2 people were shot. Hang on a second. Everybody hold on. Who are the 2 people shot? The gunman's dead, but who else got hit? Was it a Secret Service agent? Was there another gunman? You know. So now we've got confusion, and you're not going to get an answer out of CBS. So thank you guys for being with us tonight. We're trying to find out what's going on here. It's raining out there, I can tell you that. It's raining cats and dogs and toads and frogs. So anyway, we have, there's a reason their rankings are tanking. You're right. Yeah. So okay. So we were waiting for President Trump to come out and tell us whether or not the war was coming to an end. I stayed on for almost an hour. We were waiting, and almost 1,000 people had joined us live spontaneously. And then I went off the air, and about 10 minutes later, shots were fired at the White House. So I've come back on. And about almost 500 of you have gotten back on the channel. Of course, it's too bad they don't just. Could you imagine with 381,000 people if they just went ahead and sent a notice out to all 381,000 people that we just went live. Could you imagine? There'd be 40,000 people here right now. Oh no, they can't do that. Oh no, they got to do those huge, for those lunatics. So we're going to have to let this play out. Right. You're right. Girl on the swing is right. We've got to let this play out and wait patiently and pray. Amen to that. So stay prayed up. Keep the doors locked. And be protected. And is Trump okay? Yes. President Trump's okay. He was at the White House. Imagine instead of the White House, you're on the phone. You're trying to end the war. You skip your son's wedding because you're trying to end the war. You're tired of people dying. You're tired of, but you're not going to let the enemy have a nuclear weapon. And you're trying your best to finish this off. You're on the phone with 9 different nations. And some idiot is at the corner of the White House with a rifle shooting 30 or 50 times. And you're like, they're still trying to kill the man. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. It really is. Wow. So as we wait, we do have a report that 2 people were shot. Now, I don't know if that means the gunman was shot and maybe also a Secret Service agent, or was there a bystander that got shot along with the gunman, or did the gunman get killed, but he shot 2 other people? We don't know. It's real, and most of the media, and it's pouring out there. 2 people were shot and wounded in the encounter with the United States Secret Service. The incident occurred at the intersection of 17th and Pennsylvania Avenue, the corner of the White House complex, prompting a temporary lockdown of the White House and forcing the press corps to take shelter in the briefing room and to get down. 2 people were shot. Now we're still trying to find out who was that. Was there 2 gunmen? Was there 1 gunman? So this is really sketchy now. And we're not sure who 2 people were shot. What does that mean? Were they 2 members of the press? Were they 2 Secret Service agents in addition to the gunman who is dead? What does it mean? We don't know. We just know that and what's incredible? It's just incredible. We don't know. So everybody just stay prayed up. Pray for the president. Pray for his wife. Pray for his family. No, I don't have video, Teresa. That's a great question, but I do not have video of the incident of the shooting at the corner. I'm sure there is video. No doubt there's video because of, the Secret Service. Anything and everything close to the White House is under camera surveillance. I just don't know how a guy can get that close with a gun, with apparently some kind of assault rifle or long. Whoa. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but lightning bounced off this microphone. Why me, Lord? What did I see if I'm on right now. See if my microphone's working. There's still 200 people in there.
No, you're back. Bring your mic back. You're there.
Testing. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, Izzy, are you okay? Are you guys back home?
Yeah, we're good. We just went to dinner. We're back home with our new puppy.
How's Wally doing? New puppy.
Wally is doing really good, and he said he won't bite you next time you pet him.
He didn't bite me, and the next 3 times he walked up, he licked my hand. We were cool. Man, this lightning in here is bad. All right, well I could see all the people, all my peeps, man. I still had 250 people hanging out with the with the just darkness. So audio's good. Even everybody said.
That's wild that lightning hit your microphone.
So is audio good, guys? Somebody says audio's good. Another person says no sound.
Well, they're stuck in the past.
You guys are stuck in the past. Patrick, refresh, Patrick. All right, Izzy, I'll let you go. I hope everything's okay at the tent. No issues with this lightning.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep. All right.
All right, Pastor.
Later. Bye. That's Israel Hall calling me, letting me know that the ticker was still on, that the screen was black, but there was no sound or camera. The reason it's dark is I turned all the studio lights off after the lightning came through this window and bing off this microphone. Bing, just like that. So I think I'm going to get off here right now, and picture's fuzzy because I ain't got the lights on. I'll show you what I mean. And the Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. And the light was the light of men. In the beginning, let's make sure my sound. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. I'm getting out of here. Talk at you guys later. No, there's still a chat. Sheepdog, the chat's working. Everything's working. We're back.